Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's get this party started. Ah. Alright, hopefully the volume should be good. Might just lower the game volume just a tad bit of a hair. About right there. That way I can play some Astral Chain. What's great is, like I said, the last stream did not, for the life of me, look like it fucked up at all. Everything should be good, I would think. Let's pull my controller. Of course. Give me a second. Why is the controller all wrapped up like this? Alright, let's put this back on the dock. What? Huh? Yeah? Okay. Alright, we should be good. Alright. Alright, now we got to see all the cutscenes and everything else.
Okay, Akira's heartbeat is stable. Looks like the worst is over. But to be completely honest, it's a miracle they made it out in the first place.
Thanks to Dr. Calvert. He's a miracle worker.
I can't take all the credit. Our Akira is quite special.
There is still a chance of infection. Run another check, and make sure there's no sign of mutation.
Brenda, we can take it from here. Go back to HQ and let everyone know Akira is safe.
But Doctor...
Brenda, please. I'll be here to make sure everything goes smoothly. And either way, I have more than enough work to keep me busy around here for quite some time. Thank you.
I see. Very well. I'll see you at the station, Doctor.
Doing so far so good. Ruben, how about yourself? Now I can actually concentrate on chat while playing the game. Because of fighting games, I actually have to have like stopping points, and when I play with mods, I don't want to stop point. I just want to keep on going. I'm doing good so far. I mean, I'm still sick as shit.
Brenda and the commander are both on it. Akira literally couldn't be in better hands. Brenda gives even the commander a run for his money when it comes to all that science stuff. And what happened to Akira wasn't your fault. Jinna was more powerful than anyone could have expected. Trust me, even the commander didn't see it coming. Akira did what she did because it's her duty as a neuron officer to protect you, no matter what. But duty is one thing. To go that far for you, Akira must really have wanted to keep you safe.
No, I really
You've
can't.
both been through so much. And
When it comes to you, I
Akira's
can't stop.
taken it harder than you have.
I just want to keep going at it.
Putting her brother first? I guess that's sisterly love. Huh. Having someone you'd do anything to protect like that must... Oh, never. That's right. We got a report back from the high-tech forensics department. That huge thing you fought at the mall? Apparently, it wasn't a chimera at all. They've never seen anything that wasn't a chimera spread data corruption like that. They're all completely stumped. Well, if they figure anything out, you'll know about it as soon as I do. Beyond that, we're putting all our effort into finding out where Jenna went. She completely vanished 20 years ago, and now she's back. And with that thing in tow, not even the commander has any clue what she's after. And that's a rarity for him. As if your hands weren't full enough with the chimeras, right? Jenna's not going to make things any easier. Brenda.
I'm glad I found you two. I just got back from the lab. She's going to be fine. Akira is shockingly resilient, really. Akira's still under anesthesia, but why don't you go pay a visit? The facility is usually off limits to outside personnel, but this time, I think we can make an exception. Take your time and collect yourself. Find me in the infirmary when you're ready.
Brenda, thank you. Well, that's a load off my mind. I've got to get back to work. Let me know if you need anything, okay?
I don't think my character actually really gives two shits. I'm just saying. Oh man. Let's see, is there anything I need to do? Well, we could probably go to... Yeah, this works. The training room and see if we can upgrade our equipment real quick. Let me see your skill tree. Okay. The skill tree is this, right? That's what I did for the sword. Legion. I haven't done shit with arrow, and I haven't done shit with arm. Only sword I put everything into so far. What's the green in the middle? The green in the middle is... Activate when the Legion is called right before an enemy attack. See, attack up, auto evade 18%. Perfect e-call heals by 100% after a successful perfect call. Don't worry about none of that. We're good. Let's see. Do I have enough to upgrade? I haven't touched this in a while, so I gotta go through this. Not for you, but for you I do. And I can sell some shit probably, because I know I went through that last mission. Oh, man. And you know what also is funny? I gotta go take another coronavirus test tomorrow. I forgot about that. Because I was alerted by my doctor's office that the one that I took might be a false negative. With all the symptoms that I got going on. I thought I was negative for COVID and just had like the flu or some shit. So So I gotta go do that tomorrow too. That's gonna be fun. Do I have enough money? Yeah. Assault command, down, up, RC. And then rotate thing for spin. Okay, so we should be good. Sure, if you want to go on, if you want to do that. Apparently, you got complaints about this game.
Okay, so since you're in the training mode, in the training room is perfect. So go to the console and then choose to fight the gorilla thing.
Okay.
It should be called like strength or something like that, maybe.
Let's see.
It's all the way at the bottom where it says sparring, I think.
Sparring
Sparring
practice.
practice at the bottom. Yeah.
Power, beast, great sword,
Fight
wing.
power. I think. Yeah. Power is what you want.
Okay, partner, let's start. Here, you and a
So now just show me how you would take this thing down.
until you come
Oh man, I don't really know.
When you're ready to quit.
Well, just do what you would usually do. And it's just this one thing at a time. So.
Probably like most I can think of is like actually trying to train it.
Right. Yeah, because that's like the first thing that the game teaches you. So yeah, that makes sense. All right, so remember that green thing in the middle is skill tree that I asked about earlier, right?
Yep.
It's called Perfect Call. Have you ever used it?
Not really.
There. So basically how you use it is the Legion needs to be not summoned, and then right before an attack's about to hit you, you press summon and then you just basically keep mashing L, and then you do like a chain of like 3 special attacks. But yeah, the thing needs to be unsummoned, and then right before the attack hits you. The reason why I choose this one is like the attack's a lot more choreographed, so it's easy to see
Like
when the
that?
attack. Yeah, and then just keep mashing L. Because like once you land it successfully, your character will like have like the blue ting, and then that's like, you know, the cue to press another, like, you know, L button. But you essentially you don't even have to time it at that point. Like once you do the perfect call, the first thing successfully, then just keep mashing L, and then your character will just do like a whole sequence.
Did time it right there.
Just done something. And like you don't have to worry about using your pots in here because it's all unlimited. And like even if you die, it'll just respawn. Okay, so yeah, so that's the whole thing. Well, you could have kept pressing like another L, I think. I think you would press it too. But essentially the point of perfect call, right? Is like once you, if you do it right, you know, then you get the perfect call, and then you're basically invincible for like a good duration once you summon out your Legion like that. And this ties to my main complaint with this game. Like the main game itself is still fine, it's still playable. Like it's not like I'm saying this game sucks, but when you compare it to like other Platinum games like Metal Gear Rising and Bayonetta, right? The way that they like restrict perfect call, like you couldn't unlock this until like, you know, file 2 or 3, right?
Right.
Something like that. So you couldn't get that at the beginning of the game. Whereas you look at like the dodge or the parry mechanic in Metal Gear Rising and Bayonetta, you know, that's away from the get-go. The moment you start the game, you have that ability, right? You have the ability that if you have good timing, you bypass all damage.
Oh, I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah. So you do the whole sequence, it's pretty cool. You hard launch them up, and your Legion does the cool thing, right? So yeah, this is what makes Perfect Call so good, because unlike your, you know, dodge roll move, dodge roll, if you haven't realized at this point, kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It really sucks, right? Like there are even some attacks where even if you dodge the beginning, the move is so active that your dodge invul doesn't last long enough, and then you still get hit. at the end of your dodge. It's stupid, right? It's very annoying, like playing through the beginning of this game. You're like, man, dodge really sucks. You can't jump in this game, right? Feels pretty annoying, actually. But the other thing too is like, you know, you're basically a cop, and then you have this Legion with you, right? So the game basically from the beginning tells you that, you know, okay, you should be playing with your Legion at all times, because that's how the game works,
Right.
You know, because you're not like a badass, you know, swordsman like Dante, where you can do everything yourself. You know, you need your Legion to do stuff with you, right? It's like it's a tag team thing, right? So going with that, later on in like Fallout 2 or 3, when you finally unlock Perfect Call, the concept of Perfect Call is you can't have your Legion out before you do it, right? So you need to like be, you know, vulnerable essentially, right? Then you do Perfect Call, then it works, and you get this broken mechanic.
Oh, that's why it's not working, because I got the wrong Legion out.
Yeah, like the Legion needs to have Perfect Call learning because it doesn't, you know, share across the trees. But here's the other thing too, because I even like, you know, borrowed Item Nozzle's Astral copy again, like, you know, a while ago, just to like make sure I got everything right. But yeah, every Legion has Perfect Call, right? It's just like it's in the middle of the tree. Once you learn it, it's there. And the thing is though, not every Perfect Call is like, you know, as good as each other. And you notice right there, you did a Perfect Call, but the thing broke out of the chain.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because Sword Legion's, you know, Perfect Call specifically binds the target. And binding only works up to 3 times. If you bind the same target the 4th time, it just breaks out automatic. Therefore, Legion's Perfect Call isn't that great. But you know whose Perfect Call is amazing? Arrow Legion is the best.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Do you have Perfect Call unlocked with Arrow
No,
Legion?
do not.
You don't?
No.
Well, you can try learning it later, but essentially, the reason why Arrow Legion's Perfect Call is so good is once you do it successfully, right, your character will, you know, do like a backdash, shoot his gun, and then equip the Legion with the bow and arrow, and then does a big charge shot. Does a lot of damage. And the whole time, you are invincible. The whole time.
Jesus
Whereas,
Christ.
like, Sword Legion, like, if you don't bind the target and then they're swinging at you, you're gonna get hit. Right? So that sucks. And then the other Legions, like, I've tested them all. Like, even if you get Perfect Call with them, they have varying degrees of success. But overall, Arrow Legion is, like, the best one for Perfect Call. Because you're completely safe the entire time as long as you pull it off. So that's my main complaint of the game, is that, you know, Perfect Call is supposed to be that one mechanic that is, like, you know, essentially busted if you have the timing for it, right? It's like the Metal Gear Rising parry, it's the Bayonetta, you know, bullet time dodge, right?
Right.
Is that thing. But unlike those games, this game essentially, like, you know, time gate you from that ability for like the first 5 or so hours,
Well,
which I think is pretty messed up. And not only that, the game doesn't like explicitly tell you about it. It's something you just unlock and then you just read that short description. It's like, oh, that sounds cool, I guess. But nowhere does it say like, oh yeah, if you do this, you're completely invincible or blah, 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 right?
Right.
It doesn't tell you any of that. And I find that really upsetting because that alone would have, like, you know, made this into a much better game if it was made available sooner, or at least the game tells you about it sooner.
Not to interrupt you, but Laser Masu, thank you for the raid, even though
Oh yeah.
I'm just playing Astral Chain. You're playing horror games. Appreciate it. I mean, appreciate everybody coming in for this. I mean, it's been what, 3 or 4 weeks since I actually, like a month or so since I've actually live streamed. So I do appreciate it. Hopefully we'll be able to keep live streaming now. But yeah, like I've seen that. Like there is like under that crap's on the side. I haven't played this in a little while, so I forgot that the Nintendo 64. I mean Nintendo 64.
The Switch.
The fucking Switch here, it's ass backwards with the fucking start menu. It's like the fucking select button.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just saw this. Like I just saw the skill tree, and I was like, oh, let me add all this kind of stuff in here because maybe it might actually be good to do. I didn't even know that like that was even for that.
That thing is the most important skill in like every tree, is that ability. Like once you get later in the game, like you have enough, like, you know, ingredients to, like, you know, unlock every node in every Legion tree. But, you know, for the time being, you know, before you beat the game, I mean, you just want to, like, you know, choose your most favorite one and then just keep leveling that up to get more stats. because stats don't carry over from Legion to Legion. They're all specific to it. But yeah, with me, like, if you want like an easier time, you know, because the game will only get more difficult as you go on, right? If you want an easier time with like the perfect call mechanic, just go Arrow Legion all the way. Because that thing is like, there's no limit to it. Like, you know, Sword Legion with the chain binding, you know, you can only bind up to 3 times, you know, and then it doesn't work anymore. And that shit most likely won't even work on like bosses, right? Because you can't like, you know, bind certain bosses. It just doesn't happen. But the Arrow Legion, you just shoot a charged Mega Man shot, right? It works on everything. There's no limitation to it. So.
Maintenance. Legion maintenance.
But yeah, so like once I discovered this ability, you know, of like, you know, my 5 hours of playthrough, I was like, oh man, this game is actually kind of fun now. Because until then, I was like, you know, man, this dodge really sucks. It really does.
Well, I didn't know it does. Like, it actually does. The normal dodge sucks completely. Like, you thinking you're evading the attack, but then like a second attack comes in, and even though you're in a dodge phase, you're getting your ass handed to you.
Mm-hmm. It just doesn't feel good, right? Like,
no, it doesn't.
If you played any other, you know, Platinum games, you know, before this, it's like, yeah, like there's something just feels off about the dodge in this game. But the thing is, the dodge is not supposed to be like the good mechanic. It's supposed to be the perfect call, which once again is gated until like 5 hours in. Just stupid. Yeah, that's pretty much my main complaint. Like, you know, like that's why I give this game like a B plus instead of like, you know, an A or S.
Just because it basically, hey, look, we're not gonna tell you about this until much later in the game.
Yeah, and not only did I tell you about it, but like the way it works is so against what the game has taught you since the beginning, which is, you know, you always have your Legion out. There's never a reason to not have it out, right? Like other than to let it recharge its energy to get it, you know, to keep using it. But yeah, the game's always been like, you know, well, because you can't jump, because you don't have like sick, you know, defensive abilities, you need to have your Legion out more to help you fight, right?
Right.
That was what the game taught you. And then Perfect Call is very opposite of that, because you can't have it out in order to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's go see Akira.
Yeah, other than that, my only other gripe with the game is there's too many of those parts where like you go into that other world.
Yeah.
Like that shit gets really, really long. Really long.
And it gets old real fast.
Yep. And you know what? It only gets worse. It keeps getting longer and longer and longer. Like I wouldn't mind if you just get in there and kill like a mini boss or something, 10 minutes and then be out. That's fine. But no.
I've been finding that these stages are getting longer and longer, and the way they fill the stages is with those fucking areas.
Yep.
It's not the actual stage. It's like, okay, hey, look, you got to this part, now you got to enter the other world, and then it's like another 30 minutes. You got to fight all these monsters, do all these platforming puzzles to get somewhere.
Come with me.
It gets pretty tedious.
How much you've been told. So allow
Like,
me to
that is a complaint that I do have.
This is the Aegis Research Institute. A testament
Because,
to
I
Dr.
mean,
Calvert's
you don't...
lifetime of achievement and birthplace
Like for example,
of
like,
Dr.
Devil May
Calvert
Cry.
has
You don't
gathered
have
the
that. You
finest
have the
minds
ability to
the
go into like the
Ark
bloody
has to offer
palace and
here,
crap like that.
to study the
But that's
Astral
your
plane and
discretion
work
whether you
towards
go
our
in there or
future.
not.
Mm-hmm. It's not like part of like the game progression.
Right, and I feel like a lot of that is just like, why is that part of the game progression? I thought that we were, you know, the worlds are merging and you're fighting them in your world. Yeah, every now and then you want to go into their world, but you would think it'd be majority in this world.
This is where the red matter specialists work.
I know, that's just how this game is designed. Like the whole package is like, you know, it starts out, you start from the base, you go to the place of investigation, you do your investigation, picking up food and all that stuff. Then you fight within like the city limits in your world, and then you go into their world, and then the chapter ends, and then repeat. That's the entire structure for this game. Like, I'm sure a lot of people that's play and beat this game would prefer if, you know, the freaking otherworldly part was like reduced by like at least half. We probably wouldn't grow the game.
And I even noticed that like there is like optional otherworld areas you can go into.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got to go in here to get like 100% score. And it's like, why the fuck do I want to go in here?
Those are fine, right? But then the really long, tedious segments are like required. That's mandatory. You have no say in it. You have to do them to, you know, finish the file. So.
With this pass, you'll be able to access most of the floor. Don't drop it, okay?
Why would I drop a door key that you're giving
You'll
me?
be glad to know Akira is surrounded by the most advanced medical technology in human history.
Akira's just annoying.
Shall we? These
Yeah,
victims
that's
deserve
pretty
to be
much
victims of
all the
bloodshed
complaints I
and
got,
Chimera
really.
attacks. Akira is
But-
one of
Mainly
them
that
right now.
perfect call mechanic. That's it.
But to be completely honest, compared to like other games like this, I
must
guess you want to say on the
wish
Switch,
I
like this
were
is the only one I'm
back
going to say it
here
looks like it
under
was even worth
happier
playing on the Switch.
circumstances. Ah,
Yeah.
right. I used to work in this branch myself. Back
I would
when
definitely play this game
Calvert
again if they ever ported to like, you know, PC or like, you know, a stronger, you know, console that can do 60 frames. I would definitely play this game again just for that.
Every day,
Because you
brought a
see,
new
like
batch
even
of the
with
hurt
Metal
and the
Gear
hopeless.
Rising, okay, Metal Gear
Eventually, I
Rising
realized I had to do something more to
was a
stop
short
all
ass
that
game,
pain.
but it was fun.
Truly stop
Oh,
it,
yeah.
not just patch it up. Now,
Like I was able to beat
I'm
that game
proud
within
to be
7
working
hours.
with you and Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Calvert
But
to
it was like
fight
one of those
for
games that you want to keep
humankind's
going back
future.
and keep playing.
Yeah.
This,
sorry.
I feel
I
like
didn't mean
okay,
to go on
after
and on
I'm
about
done with this,
myself
I
like
don't want to
that.
play this again.
I didn't
Yeah,
really
exactly.
think that.
Well,
Here we are.
there is one part that I would once in a while just like feel like I just turn on and just kind of play this one segment over and over, which is like this gauntlet, which I don't think you're in that part yet. Well, at least not in this story stream,
Thanks to
anyways. I'm sure
Commander
you've
Calvert,
been
or
past it
I should
already.
say Dr.
You know,
Calvert's
when you
astute
skipped everything.
diagnosis, Akira's nearly good as new. So don't worry. At this rate, Akira will be.
But yeah, I
back in
mean,
the field
once you
soon.
get there, I'll point out. But it's probably a while from now, since it's outside the slums.
Nothing
Where I
to worry
stopped at
about
pretty
in
much
terms
is
of
when I got the
redshift
other
either.
Legion, which is the Dog Legion, which is my
Just
favorite
between
Legion so
us,
far.
She's not
Yeah,
quite as
it's like when
tough.
you mount it, you know, you just
But
basically
there's
just
no
run
guarantees
past
you're
everything. It has some kind of like auto evasion or something like
But
that. I remember.
Even then, to have
But
stabilized
its
it
perfect
at
call
such
is like the
a
worst.
I can't even guess what Dr. Calvert must have done. Not to be indelicate, but it may have something to do with the circumstances of your birth. Never
See,
mind.
even like with Devil May
Just
Cry, there's like
professional
certain segments.
curiosity.
If you just didn't want to fight
All
the
you
enemies,
need
you
to
could just
know for
run
now
right
is
past it. In
Akira's
this, I feel
going
like
to
you got to
be
fight
fine.
everything.
Yeah.
We've done enough for today. All that's left now is for Akira's body to do its work. I've got some other matters to attend to, but I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, the other thing
on your
that
own.
blew my mind too is like when this game came out, you know, like you got your legion of like YouTube influencers, right? You know, just talking about the game, right? And I looked through a few of them, and like, not a single one had any complaints that I could see. Everybody was like, "Oh man, this game's like the best platinum game ever." I'm like, "No fucking way, get out of here, man! This is definitely their worst game they've ever made." You know, strictly speaking, from like, you know, their own IP, right? So which I would not include like the Transformers or the Ninja Turtles game, right?
Right.
Games that strictly their IP. This is definitely the worst game they've ever made.
Well, you see, Ninja Turtles, I'm gonna say, was kind of like one of their bad games. Like it was still fun, but at the same point in time, I felt like that was also another like repetitious type game compared to most. And then Transformers, I have to say, I had fun with Transformers. Transformers was not that bad. There was a few segments in there that sucked, but there was a couple boss fights in there that actually was pretty good.
I haven't played either of them, so I have no opinion.
Metal Gear Rising was like their absolute best. I've been here for so long, even away from my mom and dad, I get really lonely sometimes. I'm really sure I feel like Flappy we're here to show up. Oh my gosh, we got to do all these little side quests here.
Even in this research hospital, you got a side quest.
And what's it gonna do? Is this place gonna get what's the next thing I do? Go back into the other world?
Maybe.
You should be able to heal this. Get the blue shift on. It's been a little while since I played, so I forgot exactly. Like that's one thing I can say about this game also. Is compared to like any other games, like Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, Metal Gear Rising, whatever, is the fact that this game's not gonna be memorable. Because I've already forgotten, and it's been since I've last played this, I've already forgotten the entire story. Not trying to be that asshole in that sense, but it's like, it's the truth. It's like, you know, I could tell you like Dark Souls and other games, my feelings on it, and I could tell you like the most memorable boss fights. I could tell you certain parts of a story, like with Devil May Cry, like from all the Devil May Cry series, like my favorite parts. But when it comes to this so far, it's like I kind of forgot what happened in the beginning of this.
Well, I'll give them some slack that it's like, you know, them trying something pretty new and unique, right?
I mean, don't get
And
me wrong.
it
I like the
exactly,
idea.
like, strike that well, right? But it's not a horrible game. It's fine.
Right. It's not one of their best. I can tell you that so far. It's not one of their best, and it's pretty good. It's pretty decent, not good. That's the better way to describe it. It's pretty decent. But please return to your room. No, wait. I don't want to spend another second here. What are you saying? Your treatment is not still not complete. Don't care. Just let me out of here. Leave me alone.
Someone please stop that patient.
There, we stopped him. I want to say that when I first played this, when I was able to live stream it, that the story seemed pretty good. But the gameplay is not that, like, the gameplay is not horrible. The gameplay is not bad at all. It's just that, you know, there's probably could be more that could be done here.
Yeah, like if they made a sequel for this, I would be pretty excited actually.
Like, what I think upsets me the most in this game is that you got your sister. You can play either the girl or the guy, but whoever you play is Link now. Like, they don't have no voice whatsoever. So
I thought it's a pretty dumb design decision.
that's dumb. Like, I mean, you already got
It's
the
almost
voice.
like a really ridiculous way of trying to get you to play the game again. That's the other character and see, you know, how the other character talks. But
But I'm pretty sure they're gonna follow a very similar script as what the other character did.
yeah.
So if, like, I play Akira, whatever, after this, I mean, my character, Howard or whatever, is going to be going ahead and do the same. So there's no reason to name the character. That's number one. There's no reason to name the character. And there's no reason to have it to where my character is mute.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dumbest.
It really is.
Because it's not like I'm making any kind of alterations into the story. It's not like they're going to give me multiple choice scenarios which is going to determine the ending of the story or some shit like that. But, I mean, that's their design choice for whatever reason.
Yeah.
The idea of you having to control two characters is not too bad. Oh wait, I think I'm gonna have to do...
Yeah, you gotta put the armor on.
Yeah, put the armor on, and what I gotta do? Beat the shit out of stuff? Okay. I'll say this, at least it came out unlike Scalebound, thanks Microsoft. I have no idea about Scalebound.
Me either.
Hey, are you there?
Sounds like an unreleased game or something.
There's been an explosion at the Harmony Square subway
But
station.
I don't follow
and here's
Microsoft
a
gaming too
handpicked to
much.
Check it out. Alicia's there now. She thinks a Chimera is responsible, which means you and the Legion are up. She said it's got a few things in common with our previous case, too. Anyway, get there as soon as you can. There's a helicopter ready to move when you are.
And you know something else that doesn't make no sense in the story plot of this so far?
What?
Okay, all my team members lost their legions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the one that's capturing them back. So once I capture them back, why can't I not just hand them back? Why is the game like, you know, you can't just hand it back to like Alicia or whoever and be like, here you go. Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, you have an entire task force, but oh, this one guy has just captured all of them. Is capturing them. So we're just gonna let him have it all instead of maximizing your.
So, my theory on that, because I don't think the game ever explicitly explained it either, but my theory on if I were to defend Platinum Games' writing here is that you were the one that recaptured them. You can't just like hand it over to someone else, right? Because they didn't capture it. So it's bonded to you, right? Because I'm sure when they got their legions, they themselves personally captured that legion of theirs.
Well, no, that can't be, because if you remember in the beginning when you fought and everything, and the colonel, whatever, the commander talked to Max, your adoptive father, he's like, we're gonna give them the project. We're gonna give them each their own legion and threw them the boxes of already captured legions, which was the sword and the arrow legion. So it's like, well, wait a minute here.
Then I got nothing.
At that point in time, they already have it. Let's see.
Yeah. So it sounds like they can just be handed off then.
Scalebound canceled Xbox Platinum games with dragons. Okay.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. I mean,
that must have been pretty obscure too, because I figure I would have, like, you know, saw an article about it when it happened, but.
I'll be honest, the only game that I'm kind of pissed off that's ever been canceled was fucking Silent Hills, and that was it. But
the one that supposed to be like what PT was supposed to become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and then we got that Hideo Kojima game.
Let's be honest here, though.
Looks like you're at Harmony
Giving
Square.
Kojima his own
waiting at the
studio and let him develop his own IP was the dumbest decision anyone has ever allowed that to happen. Because why did he think that people would want to play as FedEx the fucking game? I have no clue.
Yeah, but I mean, the game was profitable, right?
Yeah, I guess it was profitable, but like, people are trying to say, oh, well, this is like the game of the year type shit, and it's like, I'll be honest with you. I played that game. At first, yeah, I'm gonna not lie. At first, I was like, "Oh man, this is a good game. Like this seems good. Like it's graphically great and everything." But you get into this game, yeah, sure, give me the subway. But at that point in time, you get into it, and it's like 30 minutes to an hour into the game. It's like all I'm doing is delivering boxes, and there's really no action. I'm supposed to sneak past the ghost. I'm not supposed to have any action, and it just sucked.
Punctuality, that's what I like to see.
And there's no story to it.
You know what we're getting into, right?
Wasn't there though?
There was, but it was like a fucking Quarantino fucking type, like fucking Pulp Fiction type store, and it still made no sense.
I mean, I never played it, so I have nothing to say on the matter. But the point I'm getting at is, because it was profitable, right? That can be considered like, you know, well, at worst, it might have been polarizing, you know, in terms of people that liked it or didn't like it, but it was profitable, so it wasn't like, you know, say like a failure of a game, right?
No, it wasn't a failure.
So,
I mean,
because it
you
made
can
profit,
say the same
right?
thing for Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 was a profitable game, but in reality, a lot of people hate it.
Yeah, but it's still profitable, so I mean, at least from there, they can make something else. Right, so maybe sooner or later, Kojima can make that Silent Hills game. Is what I'm getting.
Hopefully.
Because if I can't remember the name of the FedEx game. What's it called again?
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding, yeah. Like if Death Stranding bombed, right, then Kojima would never make another game, and potentially he would never make that Silent Hills game. But because Death Stranding did well, the Silent Hills game is still a possibility. You gotta look at it that way.
You see any chimeras, you let
Well,
me
I heard
know
that Sony
ASAP,
is trying to
okay?
buy the IPs and everything for Konami right now.
Well, there you go.
I'm gonna patch into your iris just in case.
Yeah, Konami's got a lot of good IPs that they just fucked
Alright, I'm
over.
off.
Like,
Break a leg.
I can't remember the last time there was a good Contra game, and the one that came out for the Switch, that looks atrocious.
I got into into Justice Discord, and we were talking about like Death Stranding and everything, and I made the comment like, you know, maybe Konami wasn't a bad company after all. Maybe they basically, when Kojima's like, I want flying whales or some shit, they would beat the shit out of him and say, no, make it more realistic for Metal Gear.
I mean, the guy is successful, so I mean, what can you really say against him, you know?
True.
Like he's done weird shit, for sure, but they've worked.
Find
Right.
them before you head farther.
At the end of the day, I mean, if it's profitable, I mean, you can't really hate the guy that much. Like, as a company that's hiring him.
True.
Can you
Like,
hear me?
the one thing I'm curious about is I'm not sure how Astral Chain actually did. Like, was it actually profitable, or like did it like mediocre? I wonder. Because I know everybody shilled it, but you know, except like me and Item Nazo.
For what?
Astral Chain.
I'm not sure.
But I wonder like how the game actually did overall. Never looked it up.
Information display. Iris
I mean, I would say that this would have done mediocre. I mean, this would have had to. Like, there's no way this did sales of like Devil May Cry. Oh god, there's a rescue mission. Okay, can I just say, like, legitimately, when it comes down to, like, this game, I've done a few rescue missions and such. I have a Legion, right? Why the fuck can the Legion not grab, like, the person, and that way we can move a little bit fucking faster? I'm just saying.
I don't know. There's a lot of things you can nitpick at it, but most of it is like, you know, gameplay story reasons. Because obviously, if it's possible to do what you just said, right? This segment would be non-existent because the Legion would just carry you and just fly you out of here at, like, you know, lightning speed, right? But because they need to make gameplay out of it, you know, and yeah, to give game time to the game.
I hate to say it, but maybe this should not even have been part of the game.
Oh yeah, but that's not what the designers thought. And here we are. That said, yeah, I think this is definitely like, might be the longest game Platinum ever made. Even longer than Bayonetta.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a long game that, honestly, when it comes to certain things in here, it's like filler shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like actual, like, gameplay. Hey, look, this is gonna be, like, you know, worth my... It's gonna make it like this was a cool segment or something. No, all I'm seeing is, like... I hate to say this, man. I mean, I'm not trying to trash the game, but it's like... There's a couple aspects in this game that is like, okay, this might be cool for the first time, the second time, but when you gotta do like stuff 3 or 4 times in this game, it's not cool no more.
Yo. Well, according to an article on SiliconArrow.com, by the fiscal year of March 2020 for Nintendo, this game sold over 1.08 million copies, so I think that sounds profitable.
I guess. And there's no way I can like hidden buttons and everything. There's no way I can actually exit from like holding the civilian. I can't just drop him down on the ground. I gotta hold him the entire time. Oh my gosh. At least you're not trying to S-rank the game. Image on Discord. Oh, what's you got in Discord?
That scalebound game.
Oh, I remember that shit now. Yeah, I didn't care about it when I first saw it, and I don't care about it still.
Yeah, the image doesn't ring any bells for me, so I totally missed on it.
I mean, honestly, like, that's the one thing I gotta say is, like, I'm not a Microsoft fanboy. Like, Microsoft in general, the only series I ever cared about was on the 360 was Gears of War. Then I got an Xbox One for Gears of War fucking 4, basically, or Gears of War 5, however you want to take it. And that was a piece of shit game,
Okay,
and I
looks
just...
like that bunch is safe. Head
Yeah, I
farther
don't
in
have
and see
shit
if
for
there's anyone
Xbox.
else. I'm counting on you.
I gave it to my stepson to play with, but then apparently the dog pissed on the fucking power supply on it, and because he let the dog piss on it for whatever fucking reason, and now he's out of an Xbox. And I ain't fucking replacing that fucking power adapter anytime soon.
Nice.
I mean, I'm trying to teach a boy, hey, look, you need to have responsibility for your actions. You need to take responsibility. You need to have respect for the stuff that's given to you, and not expect that it's going to be just replaced in a heartbeat. But No, I mean he's the type of kid that just doesn't want to do that. So that's him. That's not me. Well, see in there, civilian. Maybe I need to go back down here. I'm starting to realize I just need to keep this iris on the entire fucking time. Like, it's a fucking handicap. I don't want to use it, but it's like the game's like, yo, you have to fucking use it.
Yeah, and I didn't like that either because I mean it kind of like, you know, detracts from what the environment actually looks like.
Yeah.
So.
Like, it makes it look like the computerish world or some shit. It's like, I don't want to fucking be in this. But...
Well, no, man, just as you keep playing through this game, like the pile of complaints that you already have right now, it's gonna keep piling up. It's gonna keep growing. It's not gonna get better. I'll tell you that much. So keep at it until you beat the game, I guess, for that content. But yeah.
I mean, I kind of figure. I mean, it's just that, you know, I bought the game because, like I said, I mean, I have a Switch, right? I'm not doing nothing with the Switch. I found it in my closet. I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I totally forgot I owned this. I totally forgot. I'm like, oh shit, I own a Switch. What the fuck? I was like, okay, and it's been like, what? Switch has been out since, what, 2015 or so? 14?
Has it been that long?
It's been pretty long, hasn't it?
Look.
And it's like, okay, well, there's gotta be games besides Smash Brothers for this.
Let me see. No, it's been that long. It came out March 2017.
Okay,
so.
March 2017. But
Like,
still.
no way, it's been 5 years.
But the fuck? Oh yeah, fucking dragon frog things. Okay, whatever. What you can do is take the dodge stuff. Let's dive it. Oh yeah. I mean, nice that now I got the ability to fucking heal if I want to. Like that, boom. Full fucking heal.
Yeah, the only part that I enjoy and that I revisit in this game is later on when you go to the slums and you run into the hermits. You remember those guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in there, after you talk to the leader, and then he has like an assignment for you, and you take a briefcase. On the way out, you can talk to this guy at the window, and he lets you do this side quest of like this, essentially like this hermit training gauntlet. And that's like my personal thing in the entire game. It's just that whole gauntlet of fighting like all the different monsters, fight against the hermit people, and then you end up fight with like the gorilla at the end. And what made it so good was the entire time it plays, in my opinion, the best soundtrack in the entire game. That is not even in the official soundtrack for some reason. Because my friend bought the game and, you know, and he got like the soundtrack with it, but like this song is not on there. It's weird.
Well, I do have to say that the soundtrack on this game is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. And I'm not sure if you played that gauntlet that I'm talking about, but you know, once you get to that point, then you'll play it again. Yeah, I think that's like my favorite song in the entire game.
I don't remember anything, but I'll see.
Information displayed.
But yeah, this like, nah, I mean, the game's alright. It's not the greatest thing in the world.
It's just because we played other Platinum games, we expected better. And this was, for the most part, a letdown.
And I forgot, yeah, Wonderful 101 was also made by Platinum Games, and this does have the same problem as Wonderful 101.
I never played that, actually.
It's decent. I can't like deny that. It is pretty decent, but it gets a little bit fucking confusing because you gotta collect 100 heroes. You gotta run around with 100 heroes, and each hero's got like their own freaking abilities. And you gotta swap between that shit. But it's not a memorable game. Like when someone's talking about Metal Gear, for example, I don't care who it is, what it is, someone's going to talk about... Someone's going to completely talk about Metal Gear Rising. It's going to happen.
Right.
In fact, I was so hyped for Metal Gear Rising, I actually pre-ordered the collector's edition, which I was one of those people that got the defective lamp. That shot the lightning bolts around Raiden's sword.
Oh yeah, that thing was sick.
It was sick, and I got one of them that was defected too. To where it works, but it doesn't work. The best way I can describe it is that you got to hit it in the right spot, and then the lightning bolts work properly. And after a little while, it stops working that way, and then you actually have to. And the lightning then only stays at the bottom of the sword. It doesn't go back to the top or anything. It doesn't come from the top part of the sword anymore.
Unfortunate.
Minimus earrings. Why the fuck would I want earrings? I mean, the customization and everything's pretty good too in this.
About the outfits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent.
Display. Iris, shut down.
Of course, we gotta carry your ass all the way out of here. Alright, somehow while I'm carrying you...
All of these monsters start appearing.
Yep.
Home when you carry somebody.
Alright, now we can get off this guy real quick and get off the survivor. Now we can fight. I wonder how many more monsters are going to show up from carrying this guy. So the best idea to get off of him is to use the Legion to basically springboard him.
And the story doesn't get any better either. Oh boy. I was kind of hoping, like, you know, like, once it just got a perfect call, right? It made the game more bearable to play. It was actually fun. But then I was like, you know, well, the game is still a drag though, right? Because, you know, I mean, the combat may have started to become fun, but there's still like, you know, I still gotta go to the other world and, you know, for like half an hour each file and all that shit, right? It gets annoying still. It's still tedious, right? It's still a chore. But I was like, well, maybe, hopefully the story will like end on a decent note, right? And I wasn't expecting groundbreaking good. I was just expecting decent, right?
Right.
But it didn't even give me that, man. And I was pretty disappointed. And it's either like, you know, freaking development crunch time, you know, and maybe some stuff just didn't get put in the game at the end. They gotta release the game at a certain time, you know, and all that stuff, because, you know, game development, you know, health cycles and all that stuff. So I get that being, you know, a possibility, right? But yeah, overall this game just feels like a sci-fi, you know, Ghost in the Shell-ish setting kind of anime story thing going. Right. Didn't fully get realized, I don't think, and it fell short. Strictly speaking, just the story. Which is unfortunate, because, you know, there's a lot of potential, there's a lot of cool things here that got your attention when you turned on the game the first time, right? You keep, but like, you keep hanging in there, hoping to get some, you know, good closure to this long-ass, tedious journey that you've been doing, right? And I didn't get it. And you'll probably feel different, I don't know.
I think I know what you're getting at. I think I'm going to feel that way, too. Because, I mean, like, okay. Who really wants to do rescue missions? Who really wants to do all this? Like, my dodge... I don't know how I fucking dodged that. Okay, wait a second here. And I kind of feel that the combat's he is a little bit too simplified, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because essentially what it boils down to is like, if you're able to recognize all the enemies, you know, like attack patterns, right? Then you can perfect call every single thing. So how it would work in practice is you would have your Legion out at all times when you're fighting, right? But then you recognize like the visual cue, like, you know, when the enemy, you know, flows right or whatever and is about to do the attack, you immediately piano quickly unsummon and resummon at that moment. Then you do perfect call. Because for the Legion to disappear and come back, it's like pretty freaking fast. It's almost instant.
Hell, creator, try to get this game port to PS4. It'd probably do better on PS4, to be honest.
It would be, but it didn't happen now, did it? So it doesn't matter.
This'll definitely go a lot smoother with a Legion.
Like at this point, you might as well try and go for a PC port instead.
Yeah, PC port would be fine. I mean, look, Metal Gear Rising went to PC.
Alright, let's get back to work. I was hot on the trail of our mad bomber when those rejects from the pound showed up. It can't have gone too far. Let's take it.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, in practice, how the game would work once you know all the enemies, right? Which is like, that's way too much for anybody to really care. Like, I know, you know, not like neither you or me want to do that, right? But say if someone can, right? The game would, you know, boil down to go out there, you mash attack with your button, and then your Legion just automatically does its thing as it fights alongside you. At the moment you say, oh, the enemy's gonna counterattack here, unsummon, resummon, perfect call, boom, boom, boom. Repeat. Keep mashing attack. Just keep mashing attack until everything dies. That's the entire combat.
Yeah, I know, right?
I would expect that the Legion would have like a dodge feature or some shit on it.
Wait, what's that?
No. And well, the Legion can't afford to get hit because, you know, it doesn't have a life bar really. It's just the energy which recharges really fast, almost instantaneous the moment you unsummon it. So it's not an issue. It's not really a necessity for it to dodge. And, you know, if you want it to dodge, you just unsummon it as well. I mean, that essentially accomplishes the same thing. But yeah.
I just wish I could keep them away from it all.
Oh, they try to do something new.
Do it, you know.
Music was cool. I mean, the music's good at least. The game started out pretty cool.
Wow.
And then it just went downhill. And it never got up.
In this peaceful new world of
But at least I didn't pay for it. Item Nozzle did. So I just played off it.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Right?
And this game's still $59.99.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably find one who can take care of herself first.
I looked at it at GameStop and I looked at it at on the digital stores. Like, god damn, it's the same price.
I can take care of myself.
That's insane.
Yeah, this is a 2019 game.
Hey, Alicia, wait.
I mean, even for Metal Gear Rising, that thing dropped down in price from $59.99.
Probably because it's sold so much better, I guess. So they can afford to give it sales.
Just a memory. You know, nothing was more important to him than peace.
Holy crap, yeah, even on Amazon, it's still like that insane price. Gee.
God, I still can't imagine the pressure you must feel. The weight of the world on your shoulders.
Crazy.
But listen,
But anyways, tell you what, I'm gonna go get dinner.
All right,
so I'm gonna leave you to enjoy this wonderful game that you just can't like resist playing more and more of.
Well, the thing is that at this point in time, I started it. I got to finish it now.
All right, let's head.
Yeah. That's basically what my mentality was. You know, like I don't like this anymore, but you know, I've already spent this much time. I might as well just finish it.
I look at it like this. I spent $59.99. You're gonna give me something out of this.
Oh yeah. God, I can't believe you spent this much on this game in this day and age.
I know. I'm like, is it still good or some shit? It's $59.99.
No, it's not. All those YouTubers lied to you because they got a free copy of the game, so they're just gonna chill it, you know, without saying anything. So.
All right, man. Well, you get yourself dinner.
All right, dude. Catch you later, homie. See you tomorrow on the Guilty Gear stream, maybe.
Hopefully, let's hope that Cox stays on working. Let's hope that I don't have a contract that kicks some people back on.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, peace.
Peace. Oh boy. No, I mean, like what we're saying there is like this game it's good, it's decent, but it's got its flaws.
Man, it's not holding back, is it? At least there's no chance of losing this damn thing.
want you to follow this so that way you get the red shit. Fuck fight these enemies. Where did it went at?
Alright, we've got it, Corner! Let's take it down! Looks like I won't be of much use from here on. The rough stuff is up to you.
Oh crap, okay, so I can't get near it because of fire.
Watch out for explosions!
Oh crap! At least it was my number 2 game last year. It's not that. It's a good game. It's not something I would brag like, oh, this is a great game or some shit. I wouldn't brag about that. Probably should put the arrow when I shoot the gun. And one other thing I don't like about this is the lock on this. It's like if you get close to a wall, the lock on the fucking camera up. Well, that's just like a little pet peeve, that's it. Oh, I should have finished it off. I would have healed. Alright, use the medicine then. I saw the A button, I didn't press it. I pressed the goddamn right trigger. Jesus, frames are dropping. Is my frames dropping? Yeah, we are. Looks like my upload didn't stay up. We're going to pause it right here. Apparently for me, this is not the fucking case. Apparently, my fucking internet decided to go fuck itself. It was working perfectly fine until 12 o'clock. Let me check my phone, see if maybe there's an outage. Quote unquote outage. So, I apologize about that. We're going to leave it here then if that's the fucking case. Nope, no outage. Alright, well, I'm done for the night apparently. We'll play some more Astral Chain or whatever, but this just proves to me that my internet just starting to fuck up again. I'm going to double check it and everything else, but we're in the stream at this point. Because I can't get over 2,000 megabits per